people that are interested in cats, the paranormal, and things. So next Thursday we are going to be having a live, and I've decided I'm going to do 2 lives a month now instead of just the occasional 1 a month, because yeah, we need to just bring it up a little bit, because sometimes it can get a bit boring at times, not just for me, but I'm sure it'll be for you a lot as well. And yeah, you can obviously choose a few topics if you wish for me to try and talk about. I don't know everything, and I'm sure you don't know everything, but sometimes it's interesting to have a bit of a topic and have a bit of a, maybe a, well, not really a debate, but just, you know, talk about a certain interest. And yeah, it can sometimes be fun. So yes, I'm wearing new glasses now, and I do have reading glasses, so I won't be sat like that. I can actually see down like that, but it means you see my scary face. First thing I'm going to show you that is funny, because it's my sense of humour, and obviously I'm owned by several cats. I bought this, if you can see it. The light's a bit pants. Let me turn the light a little bit. There we go. Yeah, just my humour. So I thought it was good. Friday the 13th. So it's like, yeah, I like that one. There is a few that you can get together, and I just bought it from Team U, and I thought, do you know what? It's metal, and it'll go on the wall, and if it falls down, the cats won't destroy it. So I thought, do you know what? I'll get that. Today, yes, I am going to be reading something from a book, and like I said, next week it's going to be a live. I'll be glad when things can open up and it warms up a little bit, then I can get out more and then just be annoying outside as well. But today, it's a new book. Some of these stories you've probably heard of, but I thought, you know what, I'll give this book a go. It's called Most Haunted Places in the UK, and it's by somebody called Matthew Clark. So if you wish to buy this book, it is available on Amazon. So there's quite some quite decent books there, and it's not like it's small either, it's quite big. So that's what you want. And yeah, it's quite a nice book. So I thought, you know what, I'll give this a go, and I'll read a few stories from it. And then, yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. So let's swap glasses. Yeah, and you're reading glasses. Take these ones off. I do have contact lenses. Well, I did wear them, but it's not as easy. And I don't know. I'll stop wearing them for now. I might start wearing contact lenses again, but then we'll see how it goes. So let's start with this book. And we are reading The UK's Most Haunted Accommodations. So joyful. Europe is saturated with history, and where there is history, there makes certain to be a phantom or two, or maybe more. That might be stressing for certain individuals. However, if you are a devotee of apparition stories with a profound euphemism for the paranormal and are arranging a visit through the UK, what could be in a way that is better than to book a night's stay in a haunted chateau, lodging in, or even a phantom-ridden overnight boarding house? Yes, there is plenty in the UK to go and visit. Like if you go to 30 East Drive, you can actually stay there overnight. It's pretty cool. And when we went to the Black Swan Inn in York, again, you could stay overnight. And there's a few other places like that. And it's fun. For use on for subtleties of a portion of the UK's most haunted accommodations. Woo! At the point when a structure has a set of experiences returning for the best piece of 1,000 years, it isn't unexpected to discover phantoms have supposedly been seen there. Amberley Castle in Sussex was established in the 12th century, and its fortress included the late 14th century. Initially the home of the bishops of I really will put my teeth back in one of these days. Chichester, Amberley is presently I'm just gonna cry. A lavish lodging. In any case, there is one room at Amberley where guests have been known to detect a paranormal presence. Ooh. Anyway, it is said that quite a while in the past, a working young lady at the palace fell pregnant, subsequent to dawdling with a devout religious administrator. Such was her disgrace and disrespect that she executed herself by jumping from the bastions adjoining the room thought to be haunted. I don't know. Arranged in Cumbria in the north of England, not a long way from the outskirts with Scotland, Dawson's Hall is a lodging, previously a masterful habitation, going back to the 15th century, then has been highlighted on a few British TV shows examining apparitions and extraordinary occasions. In 2004, Dalston Hall was the subject of an element on England's Most Haunted. A short time later, the moderator of the show revealed that it was the most alarming sight the show had ever visited. Well, that's the whole point of going to visit these places. If you're not scared, or you don't see or hear something, then you've obviously not been there long enough, or you've gone visiting the wrong place. On the off chance that you travel around 100 miles northeast from London, you will go to the town of Walberswick on Suffolk coast. Convenience is accessible at the agreeable Anchor Inn. Sounds nice. Which, notwithstanding its magnificent food and drink, offers guests the chance or danger of encountering an apparition. On the off chance that isn't sufficient to entice you, the close by St Andrew's Church, a most demolished 15th century building, is additionally accepted to be haunted. No less an individual that notable curator George Orwell professed to have seen the phantom of an obscure man in the churchyard during the 1930s, and there have been other later sightings. Cool. In Wales, in the Brecon Beacons, one of Britain's picturesque please help, national parks, is Craigienor's Castle. This sentimental 19th century house, when the home of a celebrated show vocalist, has been changed over into a much designated nation lodging. Well, that's what happens if you start changing a house or a building or some sort of structure around. Obviously the spirits, maybe, that are still being quiet or slightly, calmed down, don't like it. They don't like change. In any case, just as its splendid offices for visitors, the lodging has made something for a name for itself by a method of appearances on TV shows researching haunting, and unexplained occasions. For a period, the chateau was utilised as a clinic for terrible individuals, including numerous small kids experiencing progressed to tuberculosis. Small kids experiencing progress to tuberculosis. It is believed that huge numbers of sightings of phantoms and different secretive sounds on occasions are associated with this. Well, quite a few places are haunted with that, because obviously they put all the children in one place and thought they would get better on their own. But obviously by then they didn't even have a vaccine, so a lot of them died. So it's like, oh, not good. There are only not many of the UK's most haunted accommodations. There are a lot more such foundations all over Britain, all gloating their own apparitions and phantoms, with so numerous to look over. There's not a phantom of a possibility you won't discover one to suit. Nah. There is plenty of places, it's just finding them. But the only thing I don't like is when they try and change history, or they can't do things to a certain listed building, but instead of changing the outside, because they're not allowed to do it, they change the inside. And it's like, why? Like they've done to the town hall in Oldham. They've changed it from the town hall to a cinema. Yes, it's still got some of the things on the interior, but it doesn't feel the same. I'd rather the building had been left instead of just messed around with, but there you go. It's like they've got the library there, but then they changed it to another bit. They're actually doing work to the building, and they've got this library, which is, it's horrible. It really is. It just looks like a horrible big glass building. Yeah. No, I refuse to go anywhere near that place. And there's quite a few buildings that I've seen around, and it's like, no, it doesn't feel right. Anyway, this is haunted hotels in England. Haunted houses are highly successful tourist destinations, but enchanted hotels have even greater exposure, because more people have lived in them for a period of time, leading to more interesting stories and experiences from visitors. Funny enough, when I went to, where did we go? It was last year, and I went to a meetup and Scarefest. We stayed in an old hotel that was still from quite a long time ago. I'm sure the guy said it was, oh, fudge. I think from the Bloody Mary, before she got executed. And it was a beautiful building. And I did actually do some videoing of inside it. And I don't know, it was just one of them. It was, yes, a little bit old. And obviously they could have did a few more works on maintaining some of the, I think the sink or the basin, as some people call it, in the bathroom didn't work. So if I wanted to wash my hands, I had to be over the bath instead, which was a bit uncomfortable, but had to be done because I wasn't not washing my hands after being on the toilet, because it's just not right. So things like that could have been sorted out, the plumbing. But besides that, it was a cool building. One of the most visited enchanted hotels in all of England is the Old Ram Inn, which I've been to, and again I've videoed it. And again, if you look at my where I've gone on ghost investigations, have a look. It should be down there. It's a beautiful building, but you can tell the age of it because of the way the structure isn't as level. Whereas nowadays, everything has to be structurally exact. And they use things like, what the hell do you call them? I forgot the name of them, but they check to see that everything's level with the actual bubble on the... I do have one, and I can't even remember the name of it, and it's over there. But I've always used one, because obviously if I'm putting up pictures, I'll put it on top to make sure it's level. So, yeah, they are good things to have. So anyway, back to this. One of the most visited enchanted hotels in all of England is the Old Ram Inn, built in 1145. Attractions are ideal for ghosts with bare walls, dull areas, smells of moisture and old crispy floors. The current owner, John Humphreys, who is now passed, saved it from destruction in 1968 when he bought it for £2,600, which is pretty cheap. Many TV and radio presenters visited this place, along with paranormal scientists who bought their technical equipment to capture strange activities, strange smells knocking from closed doors, and puddles that appear casually. This is what John often treats. Many people also think that a ghost named Elizabeth lives there after being buried under the bar. It is a beautiful building, I must admit. Another hotel famous for its ghosts is Dalston Hall in Cumbria. Lady Jane is often seen above the men's room in Tudor clothes. It was built in the 15th century. Currently, it is a popular tourist place where people can see the orange and red sandstone. Many people say they saw the Victorian ghost handyman when they came home until today at night. Cool. While in England, do not miss the Elizabethan Talbot Hall. Here is an oak staircase and other objects that have been transported from the ancient ruins of the Fotheringay Castle. The spirit probably came from Mary, the Scottish Queen, who went down the famous stairs until her execution. Funny enough, I was talking about her not long ago. Another famous haunted hotel that you should definitely visit or explore is the Highwayman Inn in Devon. It was originally founded in the, I think that's the 18th century. I'm not too sure because I can't read Roman numerals. I'm rubbish. It was purchased in 1959 and owner John Jones repainted the interior to present day, a very marine theme. The gate of the ship Diana was used, and the sailors apparently died on that ship before finding their home in the hotel. So basically, it sounds like they used bits from the ship inside the hotel. Different, I suppose. The ship was trapped in ice, and many sailors died without food and water. These sailors did not know another life, so they refused to leave the door. Their souls are stored in it at the hotel. Last but not least, you should be intrigued by the Western Manor Hotel in Oxfordshire. Somebody spelled Oxfordshire wrong because in the actual book, it should be all one word instead of two separate words. Ooh. And my English is not brilliant. It was a monastery in the 11th century. The ghost that lives there is Maud's sister. He often visited the monks there, often gave them things or just stroked. Yeah, definitely stroked. She knew nothing else, and one night she was caught with a monk in a cell. Okay, she was accused of alienating the monk from his life's path. He was burned at the stake right in front of the monastery, and the reverend received only a severe rebuke, indicating a gender divergence. I know what the word says, I can't say it. He visits the hotel's four-poster bed, but does not want to hurt anyone. Why would you go and visit a four-poster bed? I'd rather be asleep in it. Sheesh. It's a bit boring visiting it, isn't it? I've actually slept in a four-poster bed. I actually slept in one before they changed it all around at the Black Swan Inn. And when I first went there, they had actually all the curtains and everything all up for it. And when I first went there, because I've been there twice, when I first went there, it was like, wow, a bed to myself. Cool. It was awesome. It was nice. Really nice bed. Really comfy too. I will do one more story and then I will wrap it up there. It's called Haunted Houses in England. I wonder if they'll mention 30ish Drive. Let us see. Britain has numerous haunted locations, yet haunted houses appear to draw the most consideration and fascination, presumably on the grounds that we, as a whole, live in houses too, and frequently are both charming and terrifying too. I should hope so. Waking up to something being in your room, to some people, is quite terrifying. But me, I wouldn't see fudge all, because without my glasses, they could be doing the conga, and I wouldn't even see them. Oh well, never mind. One of the most haunted houses in England is the Athelhampton Hall. It was initially suspected to be haunted in the 16th century in Puddleton, Dorset. The house itself was first worked during the 15th century by the Martin family. The family peak was enlivened by a pet monkey. Which the family had. Having a pet monkey then? Good grief. Man, you're saying that, all that stuff. You don't see it anymore. Do you remember the times when you would go on the piers and you could take a photograph with a monkey? But obviously nowadays, they don't do that because obviously it's not fair on the monkey to be photographed and passed about. So, shows how things have changed. As told by their girl, the peak was a chimp sitting on a tree stump. Evidently, the girl secured herself a room and ended it all. That's no flipping good. And the monkey followed. Well, it was probably devastated it lost its owner. It starved itself to death in there, and scratching is supposed to be heard. Another haunted area is the Burton Agnes Hall. It is situated in Bridlington, East Yorkshire, and was worked by Sir Henry Griffith, who administrated from 1598 to 1610. The legend depends on his most youthful little girl, Anne, who had a wish that her skull ought to never be eliminated from the house. I've heard of this story. It's the screaming skull. Anne was hit in a club by a homeless person who needed her ring, which evidently prompted her demise. Her body was covered, and slamming and smashing would not stop in the house. It was terrible to the point that her body was uncovered and her skull was set in the house. Since the first event, 2 individuals have attempted to eliminate the skull. They were hopeless, so they, at long, had sent it back. Nobody truly knows what it is in the house, and she says any individual who comprehends what is beneficial for them will disregard it. It's still the house of the screaming skull. I've heard of that story, so you never to remove it, and it has to constantly be there. But then, going to these places, why would you take them in the first place? I always see it as a bad omen, maybe, or could give you bad luck. So, at the end of the day, if you go to these places, leave them alone. The third house is the Clarendon House in West Clarendon, Surrey. It goes back to 1730. The first gardens from 1770 continue as before, as they were Giacomo, I can't say this flipping name, Leone, was building the home for Lord Onslow and his better half. Sadly, his significant other passed on while it was being developed, and she is said to visit. Fair enough, she must like the place. Every now and then, wearing a cream silk dress, even though not mean in the soul. In other words, she's just visiting and just, that's it. Not angry, not annoyed, happy, but likes to visit the place. Fair enough. Another prominent area in England is the Igfam moat. It was implicate in 1340 and the frequenting started in the 17th century. Dorothy Selb was said to have been bolted inside a room because the gunpowder plot was found and she got accused. Oh, not good. Although she cautioned Lord Montague not to go to Parliament. A chill can be felt noticeable all around the pinnacles in view of this frequency. Sometimes I wish this book could be a bit more consistent in the actual jargon it uses inside it. It seems to like switch from one type of language to another. A bit annoying. Morton Corbett in Shropshire was inherent in 1606. However, Robert Corbett was requested it fabricated kicked the bucket before it was done. And his sibling Vincent took it over. Them two were anti-Puritan, despite the fact that Vincent was known for not detaining or mistreating them. He became friends with Paul Hollymyard, and afterwards tossed him out to the forested areas and anticipated that he should fight for himself. Paul felt that he got him back by revealing the prophetic house with his soul once he got back to it after he kicked the bucket. Some of the wording in this book, it's funny, but like I said, it's not consistent in how it says it. Like not saying when they passed, they change it to a different meaning of when somebody's passed. It's like, make up your mind. Sheesh. So, I don't know. We will give this book a little bit more. It does seem interesting, but it's not got all the stories I thought it would have in it. But it's got some. But then this book is from, let's tell you, like you know, 2020. So it's quite relatively new. So it's not like it's really old. So it's a bit more updated. But why it said about, I forgot his name, the guy that owned the Ram Inn, he is no longer alive and he's been. So why mention about him saying that he owns it when he doesn't, when another family member owns it? So this guy passed, and obviously it's been passed down to a family member who basically rent it out for paranormal investigators to go to. Obviously they're making money from it, so I think it can be slightly over investigated. So maybe if it's left for maybe weeks at a time, then maybe people will get a bit more of more results. You never know. But it is, like I said, a lovely building, I must admit, and it's great to walk around, look at everything, see the way that it was made, and obviously the old books, the old, you know, it's pretty cool. I do like the place. The mummified cat's a bit freaky, but then that was an old tradition where if a cat had passed away, they would actually put them in the walls as good luck, or sometimes a shoe was another thing for good luck in them houses. So I wouldn't be surprised in this house if the building was taken apart, which I flipping hope not. But if it was, it'd probably have a shoe or something within the walls. Because this house has been up since 1910, 1911. So still, I think it would have held them sort of traditions. So why not? People were more superstitious then than they are now. Obviously, superstitions are not as well known anymore. But if you wish, I'll stop there. In the comments below, let me know your traditional superstitions that you remember. Things like, let's think of some. Do not walk under a ladder, which I think is an obvious one, because if you walk underneath a ladder, it's not the bad luck you're going to have. Something could be dropped on your head, and that will be bad luck. Another one. Smashing a mirror. 7 years bad luck. Do not stand on cracks. It will break your mother's back. Do not put new shoes on a table. It's another bad luck. And some people have the bad luck if a cat walks in front of you, it's bad luck. But in the UK, black cats are seen as good luck. Well, I hope so, because now I've got 3 black cats. And they're all asleep on the bed. So, yeah, it's an interesting topic, and yeah. So, let me know the ones that you remember, and when I next do the readings from my haunted book, I can bring them up and read them out to everybody. Why not? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like. Oh, and one thing. Thank you for all you people hanging on. Thank you for people that have subscribed. Thank you for all the members. I do appreciate you. And I will eventually be trying to contact people. Or if you've been 6 months a member, send me your details in an email and I will check up, obviously. But if you've been 6 months a member, send me your details and I will send you out some stickers and what the fudge you call it? A key ring. That's it. And it will have my logo for JG's Cats and Things. So, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Bye.